All right, then. I have a bunch of people here who took exam today. First, congratulations, you did the effort because it's a simulation of exam, the real exam. We do this every month once. So we prepare ourselves and come back and do. Shri, you mean I have to keep preparing month by month? I should not clear the main exam? Not like that. You are prepared for a main exam. You're going to write the exam by January, middle of it. Yes, you go and clear it. However, we keep this because we're going to have new batches coming up, new people coming up. So we keep practicing constantly. So we have different question papers prepared in a way so it can help you to feel that close to the real exam and also feel the proctor based exam model. When you prepare a proctor exam, you are get ready for it. That's the intention. The second main goal here is to catch up couple of questions and discuss along as a team. It's not intention to find the right answer, at least to see are we thinking in that direction. That's what we're going to do now. I am being with another 1 hour of time. Also, I have people watching from YouTube now because for YouTube it's a live right now. People can listen through this. People watching from YouTube, welcome to the program. For your information, monthly once we do this exam simulation, so somebody can take exam and then start analyzing. Now, what we do now is we'll pick up a couple of questions and then we go through that. Already I saw some numbers here given by the people here. Now you will have a share screen option. I would recommend to people to bring your question to discuss. So first put your hands up in the emoji or a reaction. So I know that you have a question to ask. And then once you put the hands up in an emoji, so we will get to your question and look into that, why that's a right answer, why that's a wrong answer. At the same time, I'm not expecting everyone to speak only the wrong answers. Even some of the right answers, you may have a doubt on it. Why this is right? Even though I made it choose the right one, but I am not clear on it. So we will going to converse those topics. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's listen to the people who want to speak first. Do you have a question for yourself? Piyush Mathur. So Piyush Mathur, first
Yeah.
question to you.
Hello, hi Shri.
Piyusha. Okay, sorry. Yes, Piyusha.
So Shri, I have a question regarding the project scope statement and project charter. So there was let me share my screen so that I can show it
Sure.
to you.
Sure.
Uh, okay, I have to.
You have option to share the screen?
Yeah, but I think I have to restart Zoom. 1 second. I'll rejoin.
All right, you do that. Meantime, we give it opportunity to other person. Can I have other person who want to talk about the question? Mm-hmm. Parish, I saw you put some questions here. Question 8 and 18 or 19. Pisha is back again. Pisha is back again. Pisha, is it working for you now?
Yes. Let me share.
Let's quick restart from you.
Hope you can see my screen.
Yes, it's visible.
Um, I'm just checking the question number that I sent you in chat. Can you give me that question number?
14.
Okay, 14. Yeah. So in question number 14, it said that which of the following inputs to the project charter describes the key deliverables?
Mm-hmm.
So, as per my understanding, project charter is the initial document that we create when we initiate the project, right?
Mm-hmm.
The correct answer is project scope statement, but this is developed once the project charter is done. I mean, it's completed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, how can this be an input to the project charter?
Okay,
Because
let me also read the question with you. A company contracts a software vendor to implement and customize a new software application and assigns a project manager to initiate and lead the project. Very good. Which of the following inputs to the project charter describes the key deliverables. Okay. Okay. Which are the inputs to project charter can describe the deliverables? Project scope statement. Uh-huh. And we have project schedule, business case, agreements. So you chosen a business case. Okay. Looks good choice there. Let's talk something more about scope statement. So what is given in the justification?
So,
Um,
mm,
yeah, a project scope statement is a document that describes the project's scope, which includes its goals, objectives, deliverables, even acceptance criteria. It is the most specific and relevant input of the to the project charter that describes the key deliverables. Um, so now your question is, how can this can be for the charter?
yeah,
Okay. So where you have seen this scope statement.
I think it is included in the scope management plan, which is part of the project management plan.
Mhm.
And project management plan is developed once the project charter is completed.
Okay, let's read the second paragraph also. The other answer choices are not as relevant or effective. The business case is a document that justifies a project. Very good. It says why we do this.
Hmm.
It will give ROI. It will talk about payback period, or it even talks about why we should do this business, right? It is not a key input to the charter. Agreements such as contracts and service level SLA are important documents for managing the project, but they are not key inputs to the project charter. The project schedule focuses on the task and timeline. Very good. So now, in one place, you would have seen project scope statement, which is on your requirement gathering or in scope management. In scope management, we have some um, key parameters. In have you do you remember the scope management before we do WBS, we do something there? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. What we do there? What are the steps we follow there?
So we define the activities.
Yep. Yep. Just a sec. I'm trying to bring up some information. Can I share the screen quickly?
Yeah.
Just for information. Here it is. Hope the screen is visible now.
Yeah.
All right, so good. Now, question is before we go to the question, so in a project management, what we do is let's talk about a plan-driven project. Yeah, plan-driven project. If the plan is there, you're going to have two companies. They're going to sign a contract, right? They're going to sign a contract. Contract will be there. Based on the contract only, the management plan happens. They talk about how in this project the scope will be intaken, how it will be managed, who will document it, how a versioning will happen. In fact, we have many key information in this document, which tells how the scope will be managed. Based on this how parameter, the team will start collect the requirements. When they say collect the requirements, this could be by brainstorming, this could be by shadowing, this could be by proof of concepts, variety of ways we collect the details. And then they come to define scope. When they come to define scope, output of defined scope is going to be project
Scope statement.
scope statement. Okay, statement. Now, when they write this statement, in this statement, they talk about objectives, they talk about some deliverables. Now, this is a state you get the deliverables. What should be in the deliverable? And then there it's going to be you have acceptance criteria. Also, you have something called exclusion. What is exclusion?
Which is not included in the
Out of scope, right? Out of scope will be there. Very good. Nice. Now, what happened is here it is a raw content and the raw is being converted into a little more better shape. And this is going to help us to create a WBS. Very good. Now, your question is when this is the place where we get the scope statement, how this is coming here, where we called as a project charter. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Project charter. Okay, because after charter only these all should happen.
correct.
Very good. Just to bring everyone to the same page, I showed this now. Now let's go to the question back again. Let's see where the problem is. Huh? Can you share the question again?
Yep.
Let's go to the question again. Very good. Now let's read the question again. A company contracts a software vendor to implement and customize a new software application and assign a project manager to initiate and lead the project. Very good. Now we are giving to a vendor. X company is giving to the Y company. We don't know who is X, who is Y. They're giving a contract to the company. And they're asking which of the following inputs of the project charter describes the key deliverables. Now, let me ask you or anyone in this room, what is the important word in this whole question? Which one is the important word in this question?
Key
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 deliverables.
deliverables.
Fantastic. Key deliverables. So where you will see the key deliverables out of these four choices, where their deliverable be written?
The scope statement.
Very good. Now let's go to the question Piyusha is asking. Piyusha is asking a very valuable logical question. Key deliverables will stay in the scope statement. I understand this. Very good. Then, but the order is wrong here. Charter comes after charter only scope statement will come, isn't it? In a project. Then how come a statement can become an input to a charter? Man, it looks so bad. That's a feel she is getting. Is anyone getting a spark when you read this question few times right now? Why this should have happened in this way?
Maybe afterwards they decided to contract to a vendor, so they
There
made a
you
change
go.
in scope.
There you go.
Because the business case was already done, so now they are, they know the value of this new project. So now they are contracting the new vendor. So it's already
Exactly.
done.
Now, what is happening here is a subcontracting could have been happening, or a company which collected the scope details requirements and then they prepared the scope statement. After preparing the scope statement, it could have been contracted to a different vendor. All the things goes and stay in a place called key deliverables. If this is not given, this conversation would not even happen. Because they say key deliverable that can exist only in the statement. On top of that, they say that it has been contracted. For example, in our classes, I should have spoke vendor management subject. When I explaining vendor management subject, I would have used an example of a buyer and seller. Do anyone remember that example? Two companies I used there. What are they?
Tesla and
Accenture and
Tesla. I'm sorry. In the vendor management, we used a Tesla car is
Tesla
giving
and Sony.
Sony Corporation, isn't it? So let us take that example here. Now, Tesla received an order from the royal family to come up with a customized, sophisticated car. Now, Tesla want to give a portion of the work to Sony Corporation. Do you think Tesla will have the scope statement with them with the key deliverables and that will be shared with the Sony Corporation? Is it possible? Is it possible?
Sorry, Sri, can you come again?
If Tesla has the scope statement clearly with them, and then they contract it or give it to the company called Sony Corporation, do you think the scope statement can be passed on to them?
Yes.
Yes.
Possibly, yeah. So there are chances where we get details very raw with a contract only at the high level detail or a business case. There are chances you may get the project with the scope statement which has a clarity of what need to be done along with key deliverables. That's also possible. Both are possible. So through this question, what you're learning here is scope statement doesn't mean it has to come in the same order. I would have took the project, collected the details, understood the scope information, and then I'm sharing this statement with another organization who can take it as a project charter input. That's also possible. That helps you, Pisha?
Yeah, thank you, Shri. Thank you for
Good,
explaining.
right? So keyword you found it. Good, good. You asked the right question. That triggers spark to some more people in this room. That's a good one. All right, good. So Pisha, can you give a chance to another person if anyone have a question?
Yep, sure.
If,
Thank
if
you.
not, we'll come back to you again. Okay, then I named Parish here. Parish, I saw your number there. You want to go any one number here? Q8, Q18, if you're still online.
Yes, I would like to go for Q8.
Q8, okay, let's go for Q8. Can you share your question? Let's read
Yes,
through that.
one.
Okay, let's go to Q8.
Yeah, so I had given the answer of collect the needs of the team members and business stakeholders, but the correct answer is use a mathematical model defined by the team members and stakeholders.
Very good. Very good. Let's read the question also. Yeah, project manager is using an agile delivery approach for a project. The team members and business stakeholders are unfamiliar with the formal requirements prioritization methods and are inexperienced with agile delivery approaches. Seems a very new team. The project manager wants to ensure that the critical business requirements will be planned and delivered. So this guy want to set some priority for the critical one. Very good. What prioritization technique should the project manager use here or use? Okay, very good. Let's see. Okay, what is the key in this question, Parish or anyone here? What is the important thing I have to give attention in the question?
Unfamiliar with formal requirements prioritization method in Agile.
Unfamiliar with the prioritization. Okay, these people don't know how to do prioritization. Okay,
Yes,
very good. This
and
is one
inexperienced
clear.
with Agile delivery approaches.
Okay.
So my thought process initially was use a mathematical model, but
Uh,
later I focused on the team and the stakeholders are not familiar with agile delivery. So that's the reason why I selected the first option
okay.
rather than
Yeah.
going for third option.
Yeah. I'm still out of the question. I'm still seeing the question itself. Okay. I'm trying to see the question. Um, the manager is using an agile approach. Both the team members and the stakeholders are unfamiliar with the formal requirement prioritization. Both are unfamiliar.
Yes,
First word is, did we see it's agile, right?
yes, yes,
It's agile word, so which is going to be more team oriented. I think that's why you went for the answer A.
yes,
So because it's agile, you thought, okay, it's more of I have to listen to the team. So when you say collect the needs of the team members and business stakeholders, I believe the needs are very clear in the question itself, right? You have to have the last but one sentence says the project manager want to ensure that critical business requirements will be planned. So we are clear that critical business requirement could be we call as MVP. Can you call it as MVP?
yes.
Minimum viable product. So
Product, yes,
MVP should be delivered. That is very clear, very much clear. But these guys don't know how to prioritize it. So by the answer A, when I say collect the needs, what it is? Is it a business needs or
understanding.
what understanding here? What you're looking for there? In the first answer, what you're trying to achieve?
Means, see, my understanding when I read through this question was instead of
Hmm.
directly bringing the mathematical model,
Hmm.
the way it is mentioned, like discuss based using Vishif,
Hmm.
understanding what exactly they understand about the agile project, and then probably we can start
Oh,
prioritizing. Need
okay,
here I considered is that their understanding.
okay, okay. Now I will help you one more thing in this question. In this question, in the second sentence, you will start seeing the team members and business stakeholders are unfamiliar with the formal requirements prioritization method. There is something called formal method. Now, this is going to be a bit tricky here, right?
Yes.
In Agile, what is the formal prioritization method? Are we aware of it? If you ask me, many may not know. At least we'll speak the term called Moscow rule. Have you
Moscow,
ever heard of Moscow? Right.
Kano.
Very good, very good. That we heard about it. But is it a formal one? The answer is, I don't know. It's a formal or informal. But what happened is we have Kano analysis, we have Moscow rule, or a business manager can use his or her way of estimation or prioritization. Since I use the word formal here, we have to be a bit careful right now. So I have to watch out what is the formal methods available in the market. Also, in this question, already the manager has said that this is a new team. And it means towards agile new team. Okay. But we are clear MVP should be delivered. Okay.
Yes.
So now question is moving towards the last line. Always in exam, we'll read the last line bit more carefully. So what does the last line says? The
Project
last
manager
line
wants to
says,
ensure that the critical business requirements will be planned and delivered.
no, the last line of the question.
Okay. What prioritization technique should the project manager use? Okay.
Very good. It's a straight on the line. What technique you will use? That's it.
Okay.
If you read the first 4 5 lines, it was talking a situation, a scenario. If I answer by that scenario, chances are answer A will look okay. I'm a very nice person. I am contacting my team members to understand what they need. Isn't it?
Okay.
That's what I say.
Okay. Yes.
But when you read the last line, these guys are putting the term very clear. Tell me which switch I should press so the light will come. That's what they're asking.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
If that is the case, now I'll start seeing what I should press, which button I have to press. Definitely A is not a button to press. What
Okay.
about B? Get the opinion of all team members. That's so much opinion oriented. Doesn't work. Stop it. Let's go to the last answer. Reach a common understanding with the team member. That also doesn't look very
Doesn't look. Yes.
constructive, isn't it? Now, only answer constructive here is a third one. Use a mathematical model. But the problem of answering this is, if you don't know such thing called mathematical model exists, you will not choose this answer. You will be like, what the hell, man? Who is mathematical here, right?
Okay.
Right? But since we are learning today, the purpose of this session itself, learning only. Okay, it's okay. It's okay until you don't know. Now, there is something called WSJF. They call WSJF weighted shortest job first, which is very popular in a agile
Agile.
world, that too very advanced agile. But see, in PMP, why they are asking advanced agile? If in case they ask you, we are keeping this kind of question. Okay. But this is very advanced agile. WSJF is in the market for so many decades. Okay. But highly used in a platform called scaled agile. There is something called scaled agile. There they use it. Here they use a term called COD. COD stands for cost of delay. Cost of delay. See, what is cost of delay? I could do PMP today, this year. I can do PMP in 2028. If I do PMP in 2028, I'm going to lose 3 4 years. That is the cost of delay. The more I delay something, I'm going to lose something. So this is so I'm just giving a term. Okay, I didn't go detail because there are a lot of calculation involved in WSJF. Today, in this room, everyone learned there is something called WSJF, weighted shortest job first, which use some mathematical formats to consider the risk parameter, consider COD parameter, cost of delay, and then they put a calculation out of which they will tell that if we deliver this priority as the first one to the market, our company, our product will gain benefit out of it. This is the formal method. So coming back here, in the question, there is a term agile used, keyword.
Yes.
Second keyword is formal requirements prioritization. That's a keyword.
Yes.
Until you don't know the answer, first of all, you don't know that's called keyword. Now only you come to know that's a keyword. Oh, that's a keyword. So agile is a keyword, formal is a keyword, and
Inexperienced.
in our question reading pattern, I would have said sometime Last line of the question is important. When I read the last line, it's very much clear. I don't want any gyan. I want answer.
Okay.
If last line says no gyan, only answer, then you have to see for the answer. In this, only one answer is straightforward. Rest all gyan.
Okay.
But careful, in PMP exam, lot of gyan is expected from you. They will ask a lot of gyan. Will you help your team? Will you pamper your team? Will you get biscuits for your team? They'll ask all these questions. Chocolate for the team. That also will come. But here, no gyan.
Okay.
Straight to the line. Got it?
Got it. Got it. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Suraj, I saw your hands up. You want something
Yeah.
to share on this question?
For the same question, agile is all about like collaboration. So why can't we like discuss? The team members and the stakeholders will discuss,
Ah.
and they will decide which prioritization technique they have. They can go ahead.
You can, but the direction is coming towards you. If you see the last line of the question, what technique should the manager use now? Of course, you can go for it again. I'm not denying that. But at least in this platform, at this level, it is a straight asking manager what you're going to do. You are in the room, you have to switch on the light. They're asking which switch you will press. Now you're saying that I will ask my parents, I'll ask my friends. Yes, you can, nice. But now what are you going to do? So since they cornered you, you have to go and answer it. If not, yeah, you can ask. I'm not denying that. But here you have been cornered.
So again, I will say like which switch to press.
Hmm.
I- If I know the right switch, I will press it. If not, then definitely I have to consult, because any switch if I press, there can
Yep.
be, say, like out of five
Yep.
switch
Yep.
might spark or might give current instead of the correct one.
Well said. But as a manager, you're expected to know that. You're
But
a manager, right? You're a manager. You cannot say that. You're a father or mother of the family. You should know when to pay the tax, when to pay electricity bill. Not my daughter, not my son. So certain roles are there for you. We have to know about it. But this is a very broad subject. You can keep talking. I can tell that even I don't know as a manager what to do.
yeah.
But that's not the intention of the question, right? I'm not going to solve the whole project problem in one question. A question is trying to see, are you aware of it? Okay. But another question will come in the same platform. You will also discuss with your team. But here it's very clear, straight to the line, what you will do. On top of that, in the question is saying that your team doesn't know anything. That's also there.
Mm,
Even
yes.
if you go and ask my team is going to scratch their head. Shri, what to
Mm.
do? Shall we have a coffee and discuss? They will say like this. So the team is also not aware. So this is a bit tricky question to put the finger on your nose. That's
Yeah,
what
and
I'm.
also the right option also says use a mathematical model defined by the team members and stakeholders. And in the question, they are saying they don't know, and again they are saying here the team has defined it.
Yeah, that's what I said. Bit tricky, and they cornered you. They cornered you. What are you going to do? So you have to go with the option of saying, okay, model. Yeah, model should be there, and that should be discussed by your team. That's what it is. Yeah, enough discuss on this question now. But now I understood, at least you all understood, there is a method called WSJF exists. Yeah, that you can read one more time on your books. Very good. Shall we see another question? Who want to go? Guru or who I have the next person? Guru Prasad, I'm seeing you with the question 12. You want to bring up the question, Guru Prasad?
Yeah, hi Shri.
Hey.
Yeah, I wanted a clarification on question number 12. I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, please go ahead. Let's take a look.
Okay, are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, visible?
Yeah. See this question number 12.
Ah.
I believe the question answer for that is already given. Provide information to the stakeholder as needed.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel working closely with the stakeholder to proactively address their concern may also be the answer for this. So,
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Let's understand together. Okay. Let's read the question. A marketing team has identified the target audience for their company's new website. Marketing already identified. Okay, it's happened. This audience is varied and geographically dispersed, but the marketing team wants to compile a statistical analysis quickly. Okay. physically distributed. Different time zones could be there. What tool or a technique should the project manager use to gather this information? Which information? Statistical analysis. Is it information? New website. Okay. What is the key terms as per you, Guru Prasad, in your question, as per you?
As per me, the audience is not located at one location. They are geographically spread. And what we need to do is that work closely with them so that we can understand their needs and we are able to come out with solution. So for me, to have this better understanding, we should be working closely with the stakeholders to address their concern. Whereas the answer given is that provide information to the stakeholder as needed.
Okay, I'm trying to understand still the question. I'm reading the last line again. What a tool or technique should the manager use to gather this information? What you should use to gather this information? Okay, let me take the first answer. One of the technique I will use is I will work closely with the stakeholders to proactively address their concerns. What concerns has been reported here? Why you have to be proactive? Is there any concerns addressed here, or we are collecting information?
No, they are collecting the information, analysis.
Right, but why should I be very proactive to address their concerns? I'm trying to understand that part. But what do you think, Guru Prasad? What you are trying to address concern? Why you have to be proactive?
See, finally, the company has to discuss with the
Yes.
final customer that what exactly is required, so that they can start working in that direction. So
Makes sense. But why should I address? What is sparking in your mind as a concern? What could be a concern here while collecting data?
I would like to also chime in. So the same thing I also answered because they had already established the target audience. So they know who is the target audience, but they still want a statistical analysis stating like which is the strata that will be their target. So they're just reconfirming their decision. So it's like a concern. Ki, are we going correct? We have the target audience. We want
Okay.
a statistical analysis. So that is why I also chose the same answer. And in nowhere does it, in the explanation, it states that the stakeholder has little authority or influence. I don't know where it is mentioned that they don't
Okay.
have authority or influence.
Okay. Okay, then let me challenge with a question like this. When they say stakeholder, who all inside this stakeholder bubble? In this question, in your stakeholder bubble, who all coming? Only audience or?
Marketing team.
The marketing team as well as the audience, both.
Okay, now marketing team is a stakeholder, audience is a stakeholder, the manager himself or her is a stakeholder, and the people who are going to prepare a company website could be a stakeholder. Geographically dispersed could be different country authorities may also involve, possibly, isn't it? If it is a website which collects the age and other detail or lot of robbery information or some other information they're going to collect, we don't know who all authority is going to involve. I'm just trying to expand the question, okay? I don't want to do that, but I'm trying to expand it. When I use a word stakeholder, I don't want to restrict only with the audience. I'm going to see different people here as a manager. Now, let's read the last line of the question again. What tool or a technique should the manager use to gather this information? Now, I am seeing at least 3 or 4 stakeholders circle here. In this, which stakeholder I will have influence on?
Only the people developing the website, like the marketing team, development team.
Marketing team. Yeah, even audience I can have influence. I'm not denying that, right? Can have. But some people I will have direct influence, some will have indirect influence. Now let's read the answer A again. Work closely with the stakeholder to proactively address their concerns. Still, it makes very valuable answer because I can proactively address my marketing team problem. I can proactively address my statistical analyzing team or audience also there. Okay. But still, what is missing here? Let's see that also. Let's go further a couple of answers now. Keep track of the stakeholder and respond to their needs. I don't think it's needed because you already have a set of stakeholders with you. Provide information to the stakeholder as needed. Okay, there it stops. Let's go to the last one. Include the stakeholder on standard updates and keep them satisfied. Okay. I believe these guys are trying to address the stakeholder quadrant. You remember the stakeholder quadrant? Okay. So now let's put a quadrant. In this quadrant, if I keep people here like a marketing and audience, where should I keep them? High power, low power. Where should I keep them?
High power.
High power stakeholders. Okay. Can you go further down on the explanation? Let us see what they want to explain there. Oh, yeah, that's what they're talking, I believe. Okay. Provide information to stakeholder as needed. It is a very vague statement, right? Open statement. Let's see what they're trying to say. Since a stakeholder has a little authority or influence, the project manager does not need to work closely with them to address their concern. How come they're saying since stakeholder has a little authority or influence? From where this statement is coming? Let's see if anyone can help me. Let's go to the question back again. Why they say that?
So this sentence provide information. This stakeholders little authority is coming from the power and interest sentence.
True, but in the question, where you see that?
But no, we are not seeing there. So even the question, if you read the second paragraph, the question is saying what tool or technique should the project manager use to gather this information, and what information he has to is the analysis of the user data. So I actually could not find any answer which will be really a solution to this question. Even that's where the confusion is.
Now I'm trying to see the second line on this question. Answer justification. Since the stakeholder has a little authority or influence, the project manager does not need to work closely with them to address their concerns or keep track of them and their needs. That sentence, if we understand, I think we got the clue in this whole puzzle. So they're saying that the stakeholder has a little authority or influence. Little authority or influence on what?
They're geographically dispersed, no? So
okay.
So and like they're varied and geographically dispersed. Maybe they're from the functionalized. They'll not be dedicated, so they'll not be little poor. So that's why.
Okay. I'm still trying to correct the dots. When they say little authority, Guru Prasad, I'm going to take the screen for a few seconds, okay?
Yeah.
This picture, part of our class somewhere we discussed. I think this is what we are talking, right now. We are talking about, they're telling these guys are having low power, low interest. Is it they mentioned low power, low interest? Or low power, high interest? What they mentioned the answer justification?
Low interest and low power. Low power and high interest.
High interest.
Low power and high interest should be kept informed.
Is it somewhere here?
No.
Is it somewhere here? High in interest, low in power. Is it correct?
Yes.
Or other way?
No, the answer
high in
states
interest and low in power.
Both are low.
No. In the justification, answer justification, I heard.
Yeah, in the answer justification, it has been mentioned the stakeholder with low power and high interest in the project should be kept informed. So the answer, which correct answer shows, is that provide information to the stakeholders as needed. We did not work closely with them.
So this is, I think this picture is what they're trying to see from you in the question paper, isn't it? As per the exam content outline, they want you to be aware of which stakeholder how to handle. But the tricky
Yes.
part is we don't know which stakeholder they are pointing to.
Yes,
Okay,
right.
that's a tricky part.
Yes.
Let's go to the tricky part. I know this is not an easy question to solve straight away. So I'll stop sharing this. Now I'll go back to the question again. Where is the question again? Now let us see the question again to understand better. So they're asking what tools or techniques should the manager use to gather this information. So you're going to drive this initiative, involve with all these stakeholders to get this information collected. Now, if I'm asking the second question again, the statement, the justification, the second line says, since a stakeholder has a little authority or influence. Now, the moment you see the word authority or influence, authority over the project, influence over the project. But in this question, do anywhere we see the term, they tell they have a low power, somewhere it is mentioned?
No, they have not mentioned anything.
Okay. Whereas, did they mention a high interest somewhere?
No.
That is also not mentioned. Then how to conclude it? Let's go back to the justification again. Since a stakeholder has a little authority or influence, the project manager does not need to work closely with them to address their concerns or keep track of them and their needs. The stakeholder does not need standard updates either. The project manager should determine the stakeholders' needs and provide information to them to meet their needs. Okay, this is all going by assumption. Let's go to the next sentence. High power, high interest stakeholders should be closely managed. Stakeholder with the high power, low interest should be keep informed. I think they're explaining all. Those with the low interest, low power shall be only monitored with the minimum effort. A stakeholder with the low power and high interest in the project should be kept informed. The question and duration were developed in reference to PMBOK Guide 5th edition. They went to 5th edition. Okay, it is still applicable now. It's a 5th edition. Now, in this tricky question, there is nowhere they mention who has a power, who has an interest. Now, let's listen to one or two people who read the stakeholder carefully. You let me know what is the difference between answer A and answer C. Let's listen to one of you because you read this chapter from the beginning on the preparation towards examination. Let's see what your brain says about the difference between these two.
Stakeholder who has low power and low interest will fall under first category, work closely with them. And C is like when they have high interest and low power. That time we just keep them informed. That is the third category.
Yep. Thanks for that, Kushbu. So point is, in this question, there is no explicit expression of whether high power, low power. Nothing is mentioned here. When nothing is mentioned, why you should choose A where you want to work closely?
Because
you can ask me the question back, why should I not work? That also can be a question. Now let's put the first question on a benefit of advantage towards the manager. When they say tools and techniques should the manager provide to gather this information, it's not anywhere mentioned these people are more important, you have to spend time with them. If that's the case, should I really work closely with them? Now you can argue back, why don't I think them as a low power, low interest? We can argue, right? We can argue low power, low interest. If it is a low power, low interest, which answer I have to choose?
low power, low interest would go include the stakeholder on standard updates because we are not obliged to give them updates out of them if they are low power and low interest both. But in this case, as the explanation says, they are low power but high interest. So maybe that's why C is there. But I still have my doubts.
I think after seeing the answer, our brain is trying to accommodate to that.
Yeah, actually, because what they're saying is that it is a website and the audience is the king. Like generally, that is how. So we have to, they have the highest power. That is how I answered this to be worked closely. Audience is what you're building the website for, right? So then how come they have the least, they are having low power?
Okay. That's a good question. That's a good question. But again, who is interested towards this statistical data collection and preparing the website?
This would be the internal ones, whether they are targeting the right audience. There should be someone who's developing the website, like sponsor of the website, because they want to see whether this is the real audience that they are targeting with this website.
Very good. Very good. Let's divide into two groups. Marketing team, website team is in my company, X company, Accenture. Audience is sitting in somewhere in South Africa and Argentina. That's where I have to do it. Okay. What data I'm going to collect, I really don't know. Okay. This is a team, that's a team. Now, in this team, who has the power to derail the project? Yeah, someone who should have the power to influence the outcome of the project. No, nothing will happen. Project will stop. Who has that power?
The audience.
Audience has the power. Audience has the power. Very good. Now, now audience has a power to stop the project itself. It can go down. And you have your team. I don't know, your team, marketing team is there. These people also has some power, but not that power. But your marketing team and the website team, do they have power or do they have interest high?
They have
high interest because they are expecting returns, financial gains out of that. So they have a high
The
interest.
chances are their interest is a bit higher.
Yeah.
If I have a bunch of stakeholders, if I'm going to focus some of them as a manager, I don't have influence on my audience. I don't want to do that also because project is given to my team and team is working. Let's imagine like that. Marketing team, website team, this team is going to work. This team doesn't have a high power. Maybe they have a low power in this project, but they have more interest in this project to collect the data, make it happen. In that way, I can keep these guys on one side. Other side is I have an audience. Audience are sitting in South Africa and Argentina. They have a high power. They may be less interest. I don't know really, but they are like this. Now in this category, as a project manager, where I have influence right now, if I ask me,
Only on the marketing team.
Since my marketing team already identified, I don't want to interfere into that. At least I have influence with my marketing team. I have influence with my PMO. I have influence with my website teams. With them, I can work. With these guys and with the sum of the audience, I can spend time. That's what I can do. So if I observe this question is not giving any clarity. Who is being targeted? But going with answer A is a bit tricky for me. If I say work closely, which means I already going to spend time with the high power people. But I don't see a marketing team as a high power team in this project. I would give audience could be high power than the marketing team. My view. I'll give the choices to you. What do you think as a professional? When you read these books, what do you think? Who is the high power right now?
High power is the audience, but we don't have the means to work with them directly. So we have to work with someone who has high interest but low power.
Yeah.
Is the only one accessible.
Yeah. Let's leave the answer as it is. I don't want to go and prove that that's the right answer. I don't want to go there. You can even debate and argue on this because it's one of the questions to make us to read that quadrant. Okay. We can debate. Since we saw the answer, our brain is trying to map it. Oh, that is how, this is how, that's why this guy killed this guy. Huh? In the movie, sometimes we connect ourselves. Oh, that's why he was jumping there. Now I understand the movie. I don't want to do that. Okay, I leave it here because my intention of this question explanation discussion is how do you read that quadrant? When we read the quadrant, we read high power, low power, high interest, low interest. That's why you would have read it. When you read a question, now you see, oh, okay, that's why they put that. That's not that only. If I read this question, when I say marketing team and audience, both together as a stakeholder, I'm sure some of you would have sparked because you would have read a stakeholder means only audience. After we discuss marketing, website development, government authorities in South Africa, and some of the regulatory bodies are coming inside. Now you start seeing as a manager, oh man, these many people have to work. You have to. There is something called EEF. What EEF stands for?
External environmental factors.
Enterprise environmental factors. Yeah, you're close to that. You're close to that. You're good. You tried. Huh? Good, you tried. So we have enterprise environmental factors, isn't it? There are a lot of influential parameters. But Shri, for this one question, for 1 mark, should I spend time like this? Is it worth?
Some will be easy, some will be tough. So we have to spend more time.
Exactly. One question, it will kill you to the core, looks a very simple question. A big question, while you're reading a clue, suddenly you'll get it. But here the clue is not clear. So to me, when I read this question, if I would have read this question without seeing the answers, I would have first to see why I should work closely with someone who is powerful here. That's what I will see. If I don't see anyone powerful here, I will not take a risk there. Then I will start searching other answer. Will I found the right answer? I don't know right now. But I'll be a bit careful because I know back of my mind, work closely means someone is high power. But the moment I read the question, I will say that audience is high power. As a manager, I may not able to spend time with the audience now. Rather, I'll focus on marketing and website team. But still, I may make mistakes in exam also. But I feel I will not do that part. Now, coming to your knowledge purpose, while you read the question, you will start seeing these parameters also. So reading the last line of the question is important. Reading which concept they're trying to ask you. This is called PMI mindset. PMI mindset. PMI mindset is from the world of PMI. They want you to know how to segregate the people, high power, low power. That is what they're trying to understand from you. That's a good question, Guru Prasad. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, thank you.
But was it helping some of you to get some key points out of it, learning? Yeah, good.
Time waster question, this one, to be honest with you. I wasted like 7-8 minutes on this.
No, it's not wasted. You invested. Call like that.
Yeah, again, I ended up with the wrong answer. So
None of the above. That's the answer.
none of the above.
Pretty tricky. When I show the quadrant, does it spark something for you, Deepak? When you saw the quadrant, no, makes sense. Huh?
I mean, you can't bring every time that quadrant, right? I mean, sometimes you go with your practical thing, right? I mean, you read it. I mean, somebody is doing statistical analysis. Someone is not even in the same zone.
Yeah. Yep. I know practical word. I like it from you. At least for the exam hall, 4 hours, slightly park the practical some other place and see only from the PMI perspective. Yeah, that's a tricky one. Let me listen one more thing and then move on because this question is spending more time. Nagaraj, you have answered D. What made you to think D is a good answer?
Sri, actually, I understand that like starting I told, no, I understand that it's like environmental factors only because they mentioned in the second line, no, this audience is varied and geographically dispersed.
Oh, okay.
So then I thought like to be included in the stakeholder and standard updates and keep them satisfied.
I know it's a tricky question.
Yeah.
Good. Tricky question. It's a really tricky question. If I'm not seeing the answer, I'll take some time to observe it. It took at least 2 minutes to get the rhythm of the question itself. It's a tough question.
Yes.
I'll say it's a tough question. It's a tough question. Thanks for bringing it up. Good discussion. Now let's listen to one more question. So who is going to talk? Authority. Bennett or Bendix. Bendix, you have a question 5. You want to talk about it? Maybe you're on mute mode. Benedict. I'm on train. Okay, drive the train carefully. Okay, then let's move on to the next person who has a question. Guru, we answered. Who has a question? Next question. Okay, I see. Suraj, you have a question?
Question number 24.
24, right? Can you bring it up?
I have joined from mobile, so it will be difficult.
24. Can someone else share the question? 24. Can one of you share the question? Guru Prasad is sharing. Thanks, Guru. 24. Let's go down. 24. Okay. Go ahead, Suresh. What is your thought here?
So my thought is also same as Guru because I also selected the same and got the wrong one.
Me too.
Yes,
I got
yes.
the wrong
Me
one.
too. Me too. Then question.
I'm
Then
also
question.
same.
Same
Oh
here, same here.
man. Then
Nagaraj.
Why,
then.
I am unable to say why the correct answer is not the one which we selected.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Sri, actually, first I selected third one, then after that I changed it to second one.
So
Okay.
in 20, so what I think is like in question number 24, it is an first of all it is an agile question and it is in planning phase. So basically it is talking about the sprint planning. So
Mm,
in planning phase we will be like the PO, the Scrum Master and the
mm,
development
mm,
team will be discussing about the user story, the definition of done, all those things are up to date or not. So why this is not the correct one? Why are we going to
mm,
say like arrange for a deliverable evaluation? So if that is
mm,
the case, then why not go with the first one that the product owner signs off for all the user stories?
Okay, let me also read the question along with you. A project manager is working with an agile team on project delivery. Okay, agile team on project delivery. Very good. While planning, what should the team focus on to ensure the project objectives are met? Project objectives are met. From where we get these objectives? When the contract signed, there'll be objectives. Project charter created, objectives can be there. Business case will have objectives. And there is a conversation happening. How do you conclude this is completed? Very good. Project managers working with an agile team. When you say agile team, I would say that it's a nice open topic. Be a bit careful on leading agile question also. Agile doesn't mean straight away you should not go to Scrum only. Okay, agile could be Scrum, Kanban, extreme programming, or any other hybrid model also. So don't directly go for product owner, Scrum Master, nowhere mentioned here. Okay, be a bit careful on it. Not here, but every question when you read in exam hall, agile means is a broad terminology. There are agile teams without Scrum Master. There are agile teams without product owner also can exist. So don't conclude straight away. Okay, that's just for information because I heard a Scrum Master product owner discussed here. Don't directly go for it. It's one of the choice. Let's see the answers one by one. Verify that the product owner signs off on all user stories. Okay, we are talking about objectives of the project. I don't want to talk at the user story level because if I want to divide a project, I will talk by release. I will talk by epics if I want to. I can talk by features if I want to. But usually when they talk objectives at the planning level, they will not talk at the user story level. Is this true? If some of you working in Agile, is this true?
Yes. Yeah, this is true.
They don't talk at
Whatever you whatever you
so
said till now, so the correct answer I got it now.
they don't talk at the user story. They'll talk
Hmm.
at the release level. Release one to be done, release two to be done, epic level to be done. They don't involve the role-based people right now. Okay.
Correct.
Then let's go to second one. Arrange for a deliverable evaluation as a final quality assurance checkpoint. This is a bit a tricky answer. If I'm sitting in an agile team in my company, will they do this? Many people have a question. But let's park this answer. But let's read the answer one more time. Arrange for a deliverable evaluation. When they say deliverable evaluation, this could be for a plan-driven project or a change-driven project. It is applicable for both. See, what do you mean by deliverable evaluation, man? There is a go, no-go team. There is a quality assurance team in every company. Naming could change. If I go to manufacturing, if I go to automobile, if I go to construction, explicitly they have a team called a QA team. They will check and say go, no go, or can be contract be closed. When you come to agile team, still you can have a QA team, no one going to object you. But here, I will not be more interested on second part of the answer. The first part of answer will be more interested. Arrange for deliverable evaluation. That part I'll be interested. Okay, let me park that. Don't want to go to the answer. Let's go further down. Organize workshops with the business stakeholders and project team. These workshops can help to get the requirement. not while completing. So I will not go for that answer also. We will park it out, close it out. So A goes out, C goes out straight away while reading it. Elimination technique, 2 gone. Let's keep B and come back to last one. Verify that each user story has a definition of done, which is a right thought process. Each user story has a definition of done. DOD should be there. But now the question is about objectives getting completed. So we will not talk at the story level again. Even though A is good, even though D is good, when I talk at objective level, I don't want to go at the user story level. Also, again, we'll repeat it. The moment they say agile, let us not pre-assume Scrum Master, product owner, user story, daily stand-up, daily sprint. These all terms are very popular, highly used. That doesn't mean all the agile teams are doing that. There are many agile teams don't create a user story at all. They may have tickets. They follow a ticketing system. Imagine you have a Kanban board. In Kanban board, they call as a task. They call as a tickets. Each tickets and tasks keep coming in. They complete all the tasks. Then the whole project will be closed. So I don't want to pre-assume certain things which I follow every day or I hear in the market. Because PMP is so broad, they will talk agile and they will tell Scrum. They even tell non-Scrum. So be a bit careful on the examination point of view. So if I ignore A gone, D gone, obviously I'm targeted towards B. But B is confusing to us. Why I should choose a B? Because as a QA is a term I heard only in a plan-driven project. Why should I talk about it now? Let us read some justification to see understanding on it. Okay, can you scroll down a little bit? Let me read the answer justification also. Arrange for a deliverable evaluation as a final quality assurance checkpoint. I think checkpoint is important there. In a project environment, there should be a clear and documented validation criteria that should be met before the project closure. The project manager should plan and arrange for deliverable evaluation to ensure objectives are met. Very good. It's even though it is talking very high level, every project, when they sign the project, whether plan driven or a change driven, whether agile, non-agile, whether a software, automobile, or a construction, first thing they will tell that when the project is getting completed, what all objectives should be met, A, B, C, D, it will be written down in a document. When they write this document, they'll also write transition, project transition document, how the knowledge transfer, work will be handover, these all they'll write it down. And from there, the quality assurance team will involve to say that, did we met all the quality parameters? See, what is the quality? As per PMI term, quality means meeting requirements. If anyone remember from the class, quality means meeting requirements, which means we have to cover what they asked for. So this assurance department can check all the checkpoints and tell that every process is followed. This project is good to go. It can be signed off, and that can happen there. Shri, can I replace some other answer in the B? Yes, you can replace. It can tell something else also. Shri, can this be UAT accepted by the customer? Can that be an answer? Possible, isn't it? FAT fully agreed by the customer. Possible. You can tell a DOD for a project. Can I have a DOD for a project? Yes, you can. Can I have a DOD for a release? Yes, you can. But those answers are not here. So answer is, they're trying to see, are you seeing from the user story perspective or are you seeing at the project level perspective? That's what they want to understand from this question. I'll stop here. Let's see if someone else has a different views here. Different viewpoints.
To get to get the overall project deliverables accountable for, we must ensure that each user story should have should be passing the definition of done. So
that is possible.
So that is why I chose the last one, that each
possible.
one, my word was that each one will have a definition of done, then only the overall objective will get achieved.
By having DOD alone, you will get achieved. Having DOD is nice,
Okay.
But just by defining DOD, you are sure everything will be completed?
Acceptance criteria.
See, verify that each user story has a DOD. DOD should be there. DOD means what? A definition of done. A user story, when you say definition of done, it should have been tested. It should have been documented. It should have been properly transferred. This is all DOD. By only defining DOD, how can I assure to my customer my project is meeting all the stuff? Someone has to check it, right? Someone has to, it could be a DOR and then DOD could be there, nice. But how do you confirm it's all completed? Someone has to evaluate it. Like a UAT kind of thing should have happened, right? Yeah, that's where it is hitting. But rather doing it the story level, usually, I'm telling usually for the project, even though stories are nice, collection of stories become a feature. Collection of features become a capability or epics. Collection of epics can become a release. So usually when they talk project objectives, they will talk at release, epics, MVP, that level. So they don't want to go to the story level and write it in the document and explain that, because that story will not even be ready when you write the objectives. When you write the objectives, you will talk in American Express Bank, the loan system should have been AI implemented. So AI should be able to address 1,000 people at a shot. Maybe that will be an objective. Objective means 1 line, 2 line statement with some information. They will say, yeah, it is met.
You can see that
Below
it's
that, you will get number of stories, right? I cannot write everything in the objective.
Yeah, I guess the keyword here is being perceived as while planning, and then that's the reason most of us are actually relating the DOD as the answer here, because that's a crucial part in the planning. And I think this is something that's been actually a future state that should be validated post delivery, and makes sense now. Yeah.
Yeah. But still, by planning, do we have all the user story there with us for the whole project?
No, not really.
It's going to be a bit tricky, right? That also gets tricky. I'm not saying DOD is not bad. DOD is nice. It's important in document. I'm not denying that. But for an agile project, that too at every story level at the planning stage, I think it's too ambitious. We are doing something there, right? So I planned to imagine 35 user stories. When the project is moving, it could even turn to 37. It could even go to 40. So we are not sure for it. Rather, when I look at from the delivery evaluation from the QA perspective, it's going to give me go, no go for the project itself. But is it the best answer? I will not say yes for this, because there could be different answers also. But in this question, that's an answer close to what we want. Yeah. Nice. Good question. Shall we hit one more question? See my ability to QFI. Okay. Hey, thanks, Benedict. I see your answers there. Okay, let's park here. Let's hit one more question. Then we'll come to the end of the day with the QA session. Is anyone having a question here?
I have a small doubt. Okay, please go ahead.
I was about to say, like, if there is no question that's being asked in the chat already, then I'd like to have a little clarification on question 40, the last one.
14 or 40?
40.
Can you share it?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Kritik, I'll come to you after this. Ooh.
All right. So, I mean, when we look here, the MVP makes sense because, MVP is again what really you can deliver as a minimum value to remain in relevance with what is actually being desired as a desired outcome of the project. That's right, but that's something that would be there by default, right? That would not really come as an outcome of a conversation related to not meeting the critical business demands.
Well, let's
have a product.
Shall we read the question together? Hello, sir. Can you make the font a little more bigger for audience benefit?
Yeah.
Let's make it more bigger. Yeah, good. Thanks for doing it. Let's read the question together. A project manager is overseeing a project with an extremely tight schedule. Overseeing tight schedule. During a meeting, the project manager, the project stakeholders express concerns about the project's ability to meet critical business demands. Express concerns about the project's ability to meet. Ability, whom you are pointing? They're pointing people, time, money, critical business demands. They couldn't meet. Okay. Okay, the last line. What should the project manager do in response to these concerns? Okay. Okay. People are not happy, doubting. Okay. There is a doubt here. For the doubt, what is your response? Response. Okay. 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 Before I jump down, let's see the question again. What is the take here from the people from this question? Who is being targeted here?
Project manager.
Project manager is targeted. Very good. What is the situation of the project? Is it is it mild, moderate, or it could be a showstopper?
Showstopper, because it talks about extremely tight schedule, right?
That is a showstopper word. Any other word here?
I mean, the showstopper is not being meeting the critical business demands.
Okay.
Concern about the project's ability to meet. So there is a concern in that.
Stakeholders express concern about project ability to meet critical business demands. So it looked like a showstopper, right? It looked like a showstopper. When I say showstopper, what I mean is a powerful stakeholder or important stakeholder going to say that enough is enough, kind of stop. So we don't want anything right now. Stop the project. Can this happen? I believe we are on that edge of something getting stopped. We are in the state of that. Let's imagine there is a project happening, 75% completed. At this point, stakeholders are saying concern, this is not what I want, or this is not the way it is going. And they're saying critical business demand. If this critical work is not delivered, my contract may be cancelled, or the customer will lose the benefit of going to the market, winning business. Something going to happen. The question is, what should the manager do in response to these concerns? When they use the word response, should I observe or understand that this manager understood the problem of the stakeholder? Can I say that this guy understood or yet to understand?
He understood the problem.
Yeah, he understood.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. So the understanding here is this manager has already understood the problem. That's what you're thinking. Okay, then let's keep it that way. Let's go to the answers here. Let's start using elimination technique. Okay. Tell me which one answer looks pathetically wrong. We can pull it out.
Revise the project scope.
Okay, which one it is?
The first one.
Work with the sponsor to revise the project scope to address stakeholder concerns. Okay, looks so much away from the thing. Okay, remove out. Okay, one gone out. Let's have three. With the three, we'll go.
Question that the stakeholder assurance that everything is on track and it will meet the business demands anyways.
Is it a positive note? We should talk like that, right? Positively, make them feel good.
Not
We
false
need to
positive, right?
we need to show the work also, right? We need to show what is going on, not just assure them. That is also not a viable option.
We should tell that. Come on, guys. Cool, cool, guys. Cool. Can we use those kind of words?
No.
Cool. It'll happen. Huh? Be relaxed. Everything will be good tomorrow. Huh? Every day the sunlight will come. Be happy. Huh? Kind of. It won't work like that. Okay. So let's go to the point here. Why answer B looks good for team members here? If somebody chose B.
I also chose actually this one only. My this thinking was like we should keep them updated of even though we are working on a very tight schedule, but we are on track. So your concerns that we will not be able to meet the critical business demands, we will be able to do that. So it's a reassurance by giving a constant communication and telling them that we are following with the schedule and we will deliver.
Not every time there is a tight schedule or timeline, and the business has expressed concerns, you should go back to him every now and then and nudge him with all the updates and schedules. Ideally, it should be the way that you finish what is committed and delivered, and that's the way you should be thinking it out now. I chose the last one because the base core purpose here is to meet the critical business demand. So what makes a business critical demand is what is possible in that amount, the MVP. If we can satisfy and do that, then rest of them will fall in line, and his concern will go up. Then you are free on you. He's off your back. You can keep delivering what is set for the purpose of the project. So that's my practical thought process again.
Yeah, I see that. But where I'm trying to find the difficulty to connect is when they say extremely tight schedule, what makes us to update the schedule? From where you got this a change order? What do you mean by update? Are you adding more time, reducing the time? What we are doing there?
Like if you are really on tight schedule, the only way you can mitigate that is to add additional resources to deliver that in the time, or alter the scope if you really want to achieve this some outcome with the current set of resources that you have. So either you have to alter the resource, add resources, or alter the scope. Those seems to be the two possible or feasible options here.
But that could happen. I'm not denying that could happen. But did we had a conversation with the stakeholders? What is important for them right now? Or at least do we know what to be done? You can change the timeline. Maybe you're going to reduce, already you're extremely tight. Are you going to reduce the time further?
No, may add more resources, right? Not decrease the time.
You're telling update the schedule. When they say update the schedule, from where it comes? Update schedule, either you have to reduce or increase. Increase comes with the budget. Decrease going to create further problem.
Right.
So either you go further into trouble, or by adding, you should have approval from them. Imagine you're adding, let's imagine you're adding 2 weeks of time. And you're telling that, hey, stakeholder, I need 2 more weeks. Give me some more money. Already they are worried, expressing the concern to stop the project. Let's imagine like that. Now, if you're going to say, I'm going to add, the first question is why you want to add a time. And you're going to tell that if I add time and people inside this, or no time addition, only people inside this. Now, whatever it is, you have to talk to them. When you talk to them, they tell, I'm fine you're adding people. I'm fine you're adding time. But are you aware what is important for me at this point of time? Can you at least address that deliverable as important one? Do you think a stakeholder will question this point? Because the MVP comes out, don't think it's always agile. Sometimes MVP will trick you in your brain. MVP is not a concept just came because of agile. It is even before that it was there. Right? So now, but MVP is helping us a little more better here. Meet with the project team and stakeholders to identify the minimum viable product. Now, question is, I'm not going to add a time. I'm not going to reduce time. I'm not going to add more money. First, did you talk to them what is important to deliver? Can we at least close within this extremely tight time, at least those parameters? Imagine your stakeholder said that December 24 is the last date. And you're telling that, can you give some more date? They said, no, that's a date. Now, at least you can sit and talk to them. If December 24 is the last date, okay, I know that's a date. I have 23 days more with me. In this 23 days, what all you feel should be done for you? Definitely, your stakeholder will be unhappy. What the hell, man? You're coming and asking me last 20 days. Okay, at least you came now. Give me this by 23rd of December. And after 23rd of December, you deliver it, chances are we may extend the contract. I'll give you another set of another 2 months if you can do this properly. Can we at least do that kind of conversation? And if you see the answer C, there is not a conclusion. Look at the answer. Meet with the project team and stakeholders to identify. That's it. It's not the conclusion. By identifying, will you solve the problem? We don't know. We really don't know. While identifying only, you will come to know for the answer B. Your answer B can happen after answer C. When you do answer C, you may discuss with them what it is, what is happening there. In fact, it should have happened earlier stage. Maybe it's happening the last day. But B, the tricky part is how can I update the schedule without knowing or discussing with my stakeholders? That's why you get into trouble. Okay, let's read the justification also. The project manager must address the stakeholders' concerns about the project's ability to meet critical business demands. Defining the minimum viable product could give the stakeholder an overview of the business value it will deliver within the timeline. By focusing on delivering the MVP first, the project team can increase it. See, that's what I'm saying. The project team can increase the chances of meeting critical business requirements even with a tight schedule. Meeting with the project team and stakeholder promotes collaboration, align priorities, ensure project. Okay, all this GYAN session. The project, the other opinion options are incorrect because they do not appropriately address. Let's see what they're giving for answer B. Where they're explaining answer B. Updating the schedule and communication plan does not directly address the stakeholders' concern. Updating the schedule and communication plan may or may not be necessary and can only be determined once MVP is identified. Okay. As I said, as you go for the C, then you go for B. That's how it goes. Let me come back to the question again. I know some of you are feeling very strong with the answer B. You can even use the word sheep. Practically, this is what I'll do. Okay. But let me put the tricky part of it. When you are extremely tight, how can you add a time or how can you reduce time? Let's talk by practical itself. What you will do there? By adding more people, you get more time.
No, my thought process was like we don't have to, for example, only go for the MVP, but deliver the whole product. But we can communicate to the stakeholders that we'll take this much of extra time. So we'll update the schedule and we'll update the communication plan. We'll keep them updated. That give us a week extra and we'll complete it, not only go
Nice.
for the MVP.
Nice to know. And I like the part, but okay, I'm a bit worried that directly adding time, they will not be happy,
No,
stakeholders.
not always time. Like maybe we can have resources also. No, it does not only state that we have to add time only. No, we'll add crash the schedule.
Yeah, I see your point. But unfortunately, this answer is so straight. That's why I'm worried. Without any discussion, we're just adding the time. And that I doubt stakeholder will be
Because
happy.
discussions will also need time, right?
See,
Discussion.
when they say update schedule, it is talking your critical path getting extended. Are
Hmm.
you realizing that? See,
Yeah.
we are talking about a critical business demand. Okay, it's a CPM. CPM, you are going to expand the CPM. It's not that easy. You're going to change your baseline. And when you touch your baseline, stakeholders will be totally pissed off. They'll say, man, what the hell you guys are doing? And do you think answer C, they'll be happy? They will use all the F word.
Yeah,
When you go,
that is why it's like choosing between two scenarios. Still
yeah.
unhappy.
See, extremely tight could be, let's imagine a metro construction work. A project is a plan to close by 2026 November. Now I'm realizing extremely tight. Is it possible? Possible, right? I can realize now itself. For 2026, now itself, I'll tell it's getting tight. Or there is a project should be delivered on 23rd of December this month. That also shows a tight. Tight doesn't mean very close. Even far away, it's also there. But even C, they won't be happy. If you go and talk to them, guys, can you talk MVP? What the hell, man? You're talking right now.
No, but
They'll,
like
they'll be
in the
not happy.
same example that you're taking, why do we have to go for the MVP? Because if you're talking about the metro train, we can't have half the train running, right? On half
Yeah,
a
yeah.
track.
Yeah, true. When I say MVP, for that train to go for certain distance, what all makes it to run? I will talk about it. Because I planned something till 2026 in November to have some escalators have
Like an
some
entire route.
shops. I planned many things. Then I talked to them, guys, the way it is going, I want to re-talk about our MVP for November 2026. We will have platform, we will have a train system, we have a in and out, we have a fire exit. Shall we go with this MVP and come with escalators as a second stuff? I am sure the stakeholders not happy, going to use all efforts. But that's better than straight away going and updating a schedule, isn't it?
I'm saying that we'll deliver the entire thing if we just increase the schedule.
Yeah, but who approve you to do the addition of schedule?
Okay.
They say, "Look, come on, man. You will tell that
Sri,
you will tell the Excel sheet I have rights I added. You will have rights of Excel sheet. Did you talk to me? They'll ask you, right?
But we are also communicating to them, right? We are updating the
When you are
communication.
communicating after changing. You change a
Okay.
marriage date, and you're announcing marriage date has been changed. I said, what the hell, man? You didn't talk to me at all. So
Okay. Yeah, I
that's
get it.
important.
Now I
That's
get it.
important, right? That's where the problem is. But both the answer, not a happy answer. Honestly, not a happy answer. But already you are in shit. You are in problem. Look at the way
Now,
executed. Already you're in trouble.
yeah. So I agree with you now that you're stating that as a PM, we will not have the authority to change the schedule, right?
That's
And
tough. That too, when you say critical business
and it's a
demands or
critical thing. So this is the
PPM.
where I'm having the trouble. If this is closed, I'll bring up my question that I wanted to
Hmm.
discuss. Can the
Okay.
person who's sharing
Before jumping the question, did everyone got the answer for this question? At least some thought process
yeah,
triggered for
yes,
you.
Sri. Say Nagaraj here. Sri, actually,
Ah,
according to me, I did correct actually in this. I use the elimination technique. So
ah,
just I want to correct it myself if I did the wrong or right, because I use the elimination technique, then I correct, like I chosen the MVP answer.
ah,
According to me, there is in the question actually tight schedule and one and one more is meet critical business demands.
ah.
So I kept in that mind that at least we can deliver the minimum viable product by to meet with the project team and stakeholders. That's why I chosen
True,
that
true.
answer.
Good
Correct?
thought process. But again, yeah, it's a painful area. I'll tell you, it's not going to be
Yeah,
easy competition. It's a bit tough,
correct.
tough competition. Yeah, good.
Okay, sir.
Uh,
Thanks. Sir.
good. Then let's listen to Kritika. That's the last question for today. Let's get inside there. Yes, Kritika. Oh, it's already 12 o'clock for me. Oh, get ready for the next session.
Oh, just this
Yep.
one. So in this one, this is where
Hmm.
my concern is. The right answer is you take full responsibility for the delivery. So the PM will take the full responsibility, even though we have the vendor. There's something can go wrong with the vendor side also, right?
Let's read the question. Yeah, project manager is on a project in collaboration with a vendor. Okay, one vendor is there. The vendor responded to all the request for proposal RFP criteria, and the project manager is working on SOW. The project sponsor wants to reduce the project cost and asks the project manager to recommend options for reduction of external cost. A very reasonable ask. Key is where? Let's see. What option has the best chance of success? Sorry, which option has the best chance of success? Success for what? Success for?
Reducing the cost. I
Hmm.
don't understand that is where the confusion
Which
is.
option has the best chance of success? Success for what? For success of project or success of reduction of cost?
I think it's the reduction of cost.
Okay, let's go one by one. Develop 2 project plans and delegate the delivery responsibility to the most senior external resource. Doesn't look a good answer. Develop a single plan, taking full responsibility for the delivery. Still, how it will be success? Which option has the best chance of success? Oh, okay. Success of the project, not reduction of cost. Develop a single project plan, taking full responsibility for the delivery. Let's go to third answer. Develop a single project plan and share responsibility for the delivery. Okay. Develop 2 project plans and delegate the delivery responsibility to the most senior internal resource. Okay, A and D straight away goes out. Let's put in B and C. Okay, first, I didn't get the question understanding when I read the question. When I read the question, I understood 2 things are here. One is about the project. One is about the reduction of cost. But when we read the answer, I come to know that they are not talking about reduction of cost. They're talking about success of the project. Only when I read the answer, I got the clue about it. Okay. When they say success of the project, now who can take responsibility? Definitely single plan. Even if I have Tesla working with the Sony Corporation, there'll be one plan. That is the plan I'll share with the royal family. Royal family gave me a Tesla order. For Tesla order, I will not give Tesla project plan again plus Sony Corporation plan. Can I give two plans for them? They'll be confused, right? If I go and buy a BMW car, the BMW car has a number of spare parts, number of third party. But for me, BMW, one plan. For me, BMW manager is a straight person. Forget BMW, forget Tesla. You buy a new apartment in Bangalore, Mumbai, somewhere. For me, that apartment contracting company is a direct contact. They will contact with the kitchen preparing person, floor tiling person, fire exit person. I'm not aware of them at all. They will give me documents, ask me to sign. That's it. Now question is, who takes the full responsibility? The manager of that apartment construction, the manager of a Tesla, the manager of a BMW, they should have the full responsibility of handling the project. That is what they're trying to say here.
Okay,
Right?
the word collaboration had me confused then because you are collaborating. There isn't a second collaborator on that.
Yeah.
So if they don't deliver,
yeah, please go ahead.
so if they don't deliver, then we are responsible.
Highly, you are responsible. Their quality of delivery, delay of delivery, you are responsible. Let's connect back to the previous question, which you are saying that. In previous question, tight schedule. That tight schedule, including your vendor delay, you are responsible. That tight schedule happening, right? The problem. I will not go and tell that my vendor is delaying. They will tell you are the guy who chose the vendor. Did I choose or you choose? They will say, I am the company, we run the bidding, we choose it. Then you take responsibility. So I will talk my timeline, including my vendor. In the MVP, I will put the metro track, I'll put a metro station. The escalator company, they are not ready. We will move that part to next release. We'll give you MVP for train platform and the track, power line, fire exit. Escalator will do later. And finally, they'll ask me why escalator is not done. I will tell this, we signed with a company from South Africa. They have some trouble to do it. That's your problem. Do it when I want it. That's what they'll say. They will not go and ask which vendor, why you choose. No, that's your headache. You have to do it. But you have to pay me the penalty for a delay. They will do that, right? So connecting your question, the manager is responsible, the full responsibility. However it is, when it comes to contracting a time delay, we have to go and talk. They will not come and say.
One more question. One more question. So there's a difference between contracting and collaborating, right?
A contract is a legal document. Contracting is a legal document. Collaboration is, I think that's a way of working in project management. That's not a term, official term to say binding. Without collaboration, how do you work? That's like an oxygen.
That is what, like, in a collaboration, the other person is also responsible, right? Something you do, something.
Responsible. Of course, responsible in the contract. That's a contract between you and him. See, if a Tesla has some problem with the Sony, they will solve within them. But the client who is order the Tesla car, I will not involve. I will stay away. For me, Tesla manager, you are the person who talk to you. You have a n number of fight with the Sony Corporation. I don't care. For me, Tesla car should have an audio video inside the system. That's it.
Okay.
Right? You collaborate, you fight, you kill him. I don't bother. For me, it should be delivered. That's what they'll ask.
So we can see projects for sponsor, project manager is responsible for entire delivery, but internally we have to collaborate with vendor in order to.
Of course. That is how we have signed the contract. When we sign the contract, for example, Tesla company signing with the royal family, they will tell we take care of end-to-end of the product. When I say end-to-end of the product, n number of vendors are involved. That's my sole responsibility. If anything goes wrong, anything come a lesser cost or a benefit, everything to me. So for the royal family, the face of contact, they call the one point of contact. The one point of contact will be Tesla. Below Tesla, there will be Sony, there will be Harman, there will be someone for steering, someone for sunroof. They don't care. For me, they should be done. You will collaborate within them. That's you. Yeah, that's how they do.
But be more successful if everybody takes responsibility, and that's
Of
what
course,
we're
right?
asking, right?
That's why
Which
that is
option
why
has the best chance?
exactly. That's why project management is being explained to everyone. For example, you and me talking through Zoom Corporation. I mean, Zoom license. ShriLearning has a license with the Zoom. Do you care Zoom is working properly or not? I don't think you care, but we will care, right? Every week class starts, Rahul will check Zoom license is properly working. You're not even aware until I say this right now. For you just logging in, it's a paid account. We have to have this license here. If not, I can't run the show. Isn't it? So you don't even realize you're standing on something on vendor, which is paid by ShriLearning, which means it's a taken care. For you, Zoom doesn't work. You will tell Rahul, Zoom is not getting in, not getting in. Come on, Rahul, fix it. But Rahul know the pain, what he has to do with Zoom company. Isn't it? So certain things you don't even see. Your face of contact is me and Rahul in ShriLearning. But behind that, ShriLearning does multiple things with the vendors. So that makes your platform to work. So we collaborate with Zoom, coming to your word, collaboration. We signed the contract, we paid the money, but we collaborate with them. So it's a contract should work like that. Got it?
Got it.
Fantastico. I think it's a good time today. Was it a long duration today? You guys are sitting with me? God, man, it's a long duration. Was it a useful session today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lot of learning. Good. First, thanks a lot for your patience and involvement. But by discussing this 4 question, I don't think we got everything. We've only got some idea now. Now you go back, analyze the rest of the question. If this program is working well for you, we are going to introduce this going forward in a few weeks once. We're going to have this kind of an exam and then conversation. We found that exam with the conversation makes us to think better, right? That's the idea of doing this. And once you get certified, you can also be here to challenge people and ask questions. You become an expert. You become a professional. Good. I have at least 4 people cleared exam the last 3-4 days. And people are saying moderate exam. One person said she had a lot of people-oriented questions. Okay. Less of agile, more of people. Okay, kind of a questions. One person said it's a 50-50 equivalent level of exam agile questions and non-agile questions were there, but no calculation questions. No, 0. Not even one calculation questions, full of agile and people-oriented questions. And time management, so far, no one had a trouble. Everyone was able to complete at least 5 to 6 minutes before the timeline. One person did not see the timer and it took more time in the break hours. That's information to you. There was a break minutes given 10 minutes. This guy went for the coffee. He didn't see the clock. No watch, no mobile. So he was having coffee, relaxing. 17 minutes later, he came in, which means 10 minutes back, you have to be there. 17 minutes. Maybe he's enjoying more hot coffee. Then he realized, oh my God, time is running. Then he came back, but somehow we have to catch up the speed. Why I'm sharing this information? While go for the break, be watchful. Because you don't have a watch, you don't have a mobile, see the clock there. Have a calculation, quickly a cup of coffee, and maybe something to drink or eat, and come back to seat. Don't stay outside too long. Yeah, that's a message. Since the time isn't too much here, first, thanks a lot for all your participation. And people have exams close to any coming days. I'm sure we are in touch in WhatsApp. Still, you can reach out to me directly. Today, we have the first day of PMP class, new batch. After this, I'll start connecting with you. Yeah? Good then. Then have a nice Sunday, good Sunday. Prepare well. We'll catch up again in another session. Thanks for being here. And people watching from YouTube and LinkedIn, thanks for being here. Catch you all on another occasion. See you. Bye-bye.